Moon River, Moon River. It was a song from a motion picture in the early 1960s. And many people remember that particular signature song, even though they may not understand or remember the plot of the movie Breakfast at Tiffany. Moon River, Moon River. I mention Moon River because we have metaphors for life. Sometimes it's a journey. Sometimes it's a puzzle. Sometimes it's a mystery. But the older I get, I do believe that life is a river. It keeps on moving and moving, and we cannot stop it. Early settlers, adventurers, discoverers, missionaries traveled the river. And when they did so, they had to pause every once in a while to take with them what was necessary so that they could continue their journey on that river. And I mentioned Moon River in particular because I always thought it was a proper place, a tributary, a proper name, something that could be found on a map. But understanding that Moon River, with the words of the first verse, Moon River is really life itself. You dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Today, I believe that we pause at River's Edge, pause to listen to that gospel, which is not my favorite through these 52 years, not completely understanding it in terms of renouncing possessions, renouncing family and friends. It doesn't seem to be all that Christian. But I think in these Lucan Gospels that we've had through this summertime, I believe there's a message. Find out what is truly important in your life. Missionaries, adventurers, discoverers had to carry with them on their journey from place to place things that were important and things that would not weigh them down. Today, hearing that gospel about what is really important, we pause at River's Edge to understand what we should bring in our lives. And I suggest 5 things. 5 things that we should carry with us in our life. 2 of them are in a poem written by Adam Lindsay Gordon. And this is what he said. Most of life is froth and bubbles. 2 things stand like stone: kindness in others' troubles, courage in your own. Kindness. Kindness changes everything. In a family, in a neighborhood, in a community, with relatives, in a marriage, at school, at work, yes, on an elevator or an expressway. Kindness changes everything. I began working at the Chancery. The priest who was there brought me into the Chancery, said, "Ken, there's a few things that are important here at the Chancery." Well, I sort of sat on the edge of my seat wondering what they were. He said, kindness, kindness, kindness. And the second thing in Adam Lindsay's poem is courage. Now, I see the young boys and girls here. I would imagine that everyone in this church has probably seen The Wizard of Oz once at least, maybe even more, maybe even more. And we see that the lion wanted to have courage. Courage is not being fearless. Courage is not being ferocious. Courage is doing the right thing. Courage is following through on something. And these days, in our world, in our nation, in our cities, we need leaders who are courageous to work for the common good with common sense, and for each of us to make the best decisions and follow through. Adam Lindsay was right. Most of life is froth and bubbles. 2 things stand like stone: kindness in others' troubles, courage in your own. The third thing I think that's important for all of us is loyalty. Loyalty. We've lost some civility, but I think we have to have loyalty in our friendships. In the old days, people could shake hands on a deal and it would go through. You could trust that a friend was a friend for some time because of his loyalty, her loyalty. It's a great gift we give to one another, where we don't back away, where we're with them on the journey, loyal in good times and bad, loyal in sickness and health, as husbands and wife vow, and perhaps as friends and neighbors vow. Loyalty. The other gift I'd say that we should have with us on River's Edge is gratitude. You know, there are four ends of the Mass: adoration, petition, satisfaction for sin, and thanksgiving. Perhaps the greatest of these is thanksgiving. I think we can feel it in the air. Summer has moved on, and now we move through a different type of season. Oh, Halloween is coming up, but more than that, I think it's a time for us during these days to be people of gratitude. You know, we have the fourth Thursday of November is always the great feast of Thanksgiving. I believe that Thanksgiving is America's holy day. America's holy day. But it should be something we have in our hearts every day of our lives. I believe that people who are thankful, people who have gratitude, understand reality and understand the gifts that are around them. Yes, kindness, courage, loyalty, and gratitude. But I mentioned five particular attributes, five particular things we should carry with us on our ride on the river. And what is that? I'm sure you might say love, might say hope, might say success, might say health. But on the river of life, we carry with us faith. Faith. Faith in a God who does not leave us alone. Our ancestors brought the faith, and we have received that faith. That's why we're here in this beautiful church. Our faith in God, one who has called us to be his own. Our faith in Jesus Christ, who accompanies us on the journey as he invites us to share our gifts with others. Faith in a God, and sometimes we feel like we're calling an empty lot. But our faith helps us understand success and puts also a picture on times that we may have failed. Faith. And I mentioned faith because where there's faith, there's love. Where there's love, there's peace. And where there's peace, we usually find God. Those are five things that I think are essential to whom we are. And I believe that Lucan gospel, where he talks about giving up relatives and friends, an exaggeration, where he talks about renouncing all our possessions, when he talks about carrying our cross, and we all have crosses. Everyone here has some sort of cross. Maybe the children haven't discovered it yet, but we all have some sort of cross we're carrying. The cross is made of two things that cross each other. Every bridge is made of a cross. A bridge from this life to a better life. A bridge from this life to a new life. Moon River. We travel on the Moon River ourselves. More than a song, more than a title, more than a place. It's basically life itself. And it gives us courage. Why? Because of the second verse of Moon River. We're drifters, off to see the world. There is such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting around the bend, our huckleberry friend and me. Let us enjoy the ride on Moon River because today we pause just for a few moments at River's Edge.
Thank you for joining us today. Our digital ministry provides a valuable service to parishioners and visitors alike. Daily and Sunday Mass, funerals, weddings, and fireside chats, among other things, can be seen locally, throughout the country, and even the world, in real time or at one's convenience. If you would like to support this effort, please go to olphglenview.org. Click on the gold Donate button and then the Sunday Giving icon to make a contribution on our secure online giving portal. We sincerely appreciate your past and ongoing support. Thank you for helping us continue this ministry. God bless.